deep within the heart of a shadowy den, where shadows danced ominously and the air hung heavy with the scent of danger, there he was, Daniel, a man of unwavering faith, ready to confront his greatest fear. Surrounding him were 6 hungry lions, their eyes gleaming like burning coals in the darkness. As the minutes ticked by, the silence was deafening, punctuated only by the sound of Daniel's steady breathing and the occasional growl of the lions. In this terrifying standoff, it seemed that death itself awaited, but Daniel stood firm, his faith in God, the only light in the overwhelming darkness. This is the story of Daniel in the lion's den, a tale that not only showcases extraordinary bravery, but also delves into the depths of human spirit and the power of unyielding belief. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel where faith and bravery intertwine in miraculous ways. Today we dive into the captivating narrative of Daniel in the lion's den. Join us as we explore the profound lessons and timeless truths embedded in this remarkable story. Now let's start the main content. Unleashing Faith, the incredible story of Daniel in the lion's den. The Book of Daniel, a profound piece of literature nestled within the Old Testament, narrates the extraordinary journey of a young Jewish exile named Daniel during the time when the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar ruled over Israel. At this point, the narrative takes an intriguing turn. King Cyrus of Persia is now on the throne, and he issues a decree that is about to change everything for Daniel. After a remarkably long period of 70 years, the Jews are granted permission to return to their homeland and rebuild their holy city of Jerusalem. As the news of this royal edict spreads, there's a massive wave of excitement among the Jewish exiles. They wasted no time in packing their belongings and starting their journey back to Israel, eager to reclaim their heritage and re-establish their worship of Yahweh. Daniel, a key figure among them, had faithfully served Yahweh throughout his life and continued to do so even in exile. However, despite the joy of returning home, there was a part of him that was reluctant to leave Babylon. It wasn't just because of the comfort and familiarity he had grown accustomed to over the years, but mainly because of the favor and influence he had gained in the eyes of the king. During his time in Babylon, Daniel had demonstrated exceptional wisdom and courage, solving the king's riddles and surviving the infamous lion's den, earning him a respected position in the court. Leaving all of this behind was not an easy decision, yet Daniel, driven by his deep devotion to Yahweh, decided to embrace the call to return to Jerusalem. With his decision made, Daniel bid farewell to the life he had built in Babylon and joined the throngs of Jews returning to their ancestral home. Little did he know that the journey ahead would be filled with both challenges and triumphs that would further solidify his legacy of faith and resilience. Daniel vs. Lions, a clash of faith and fear. Upon returning to Jerusalem, Daniel wasted no time in settling into his new surroundings. Instead, he dove headfirst into his duties, throwing himself into the task of rebuilding the city's infrastructure and strengthening its defenses. His commitment to his people was unwavering, and he worked tirelessly to ensure the safety and well-being of his community. Yet amidst this flurry of activity, something else was stirring, a growing unease that threatened to disrupt the fragile peace they had found. The neighboring kingdom of the Seleucids was eyeing the newly independent Israel with envious intent. Led by Antiochus III, this formidable force was determined to bring the region under their control once again. Sensing the looming danger, Daniel and his fellow Israelites knew that they had to take action. They needed to fortify their defenses and prepare for the inevitable conflict that lay ahead. With a sense of urgency, they began to construct watchtowers and strengthen the city walls, determined to withstand the coming storm. Daniel, ever the wise and pious leader, didn't forget the importance of spiritual preparedness. He led the people in fervent prayers, seeking divine intervention and guidance in these turbulent times. Amidst the hammering of the builders and the solemn echoes of prayer, a shadow fell over the land. Antiochus III's army appeared on the horizon, their numbers vast and their intentions clear. The battle for the fate of Israel was at hand. As the armies clashed, the fate of Israel hung in the balance. Daniel, though not a warrior, played his part bravely. His wisdom and faith served as beacons for his people, guiding them through the darkest moments. And yet, despite their valiant efforts, it seemed as though all hope might be lost. Antiochus III's forces were proving to be relentless, and the Israelites were steadily losing ground. Amidst the chaos and despair, one fateful day, the Seleucid soldiers stormed into Jerusalem, pillaging and plundering the once proud city. Homes were destroyed, sacred places desecrated, and many Israelites fell victim to the invaders' wrath. Among those captured was Daniel, who found himself dragged before Antiochus III. who was fuming with rage. The king, consumed by anger and a desire for complete control, demanded that Daniel renounce his faith in Yahweh and worship the God of the Seleucids instead. But Daniel stood firm, his faith unshakable. He refused to compromise his beliefs, choosing instead to remain steadfast in his devotion to Yahweh. Enraged by Daniel's defiance, Antiochus III ordered that he be thrown into the lion's den, a fate worse than death. As Daniel was lowered into the dark and dank den, the king sealed the entrance, leaving the prophet in total darkness with 6 hungry lions. In that moment, the full weight of his decision pressed down on Daniel. He was utterly alone, surrounded by hungry predators, with no hope of rescue. Yet even in the face of such imminent danger, Daniel's faith remained unbroken. The unbreakable spirit of Daniel lessons from the lion's den. Throughout history, there have been countless acts of bravery, but few match the extraordinary tale of Daniel in the lion's den. This narrative, found in the book of Daniel, chapter 6, is not just a story of survival against impossible odds. It is a testament to the power of unwavering faith and the strength of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming adversity. As we delve into this timeless account, let's consider some of the invaluable life lessons it offers. Firstly, the story of Daniel teaches us about unwavering faithfulness. Daniel's commitment to his faith was absolute. Despite the pressure to conform and the severe consequences of non-compliance, he chose to remain faithful to God. This unwavering faithfulness serves as an inspiration, reminding us to stay true to our beliefs and values no matter what challenges we may face. Moreover, Daniel's story highlights the importance of inner strength and resilience. When faced with a choice between death and compromising his faith, Daniel chose death. He bravely faced the lions, knowing that death was imminent. His inner strength and resilience in the face of certain danger are truly remarkable, offering us a powerful lesson in courage and determination. Furthermore, the narrative underscores the significance of trust in divine providence. Despite being thrown into the lion's den, Daniel's trust in God never wavered. He believed that God would deliver him from this perilous situation. This profound trust in divine providence serves as a reminder to have faith in a higher power, especially in times of great adversity. But perhaps the most striking lesson from this story is the ultimate triumph of good over evil. Despite the wicked intentions of those who sought to harm Daniel, good ultimately triumphed. Daniel's faithfulness was rewarded, and his deliverance from the lion's den showcased the victory of righteousness. This timeless message offers hope and encouragement, assuring us that in the end, good will always conquer evil. These lessons from the story of Daniel in the lion's den continue to resonate deeply within me. They serve as guiding principles, urging me to live a life of unwavering faithfulness, inner strength, trust in divine providence, and above all, to believe in the ultimate triumph of good over evil. Inside the lion's den, how Daniel defied death with faith. As Daniel descended into the dark and narrow confines of the lion's den, the weight of his situation pressed heavily upon him. The air grew colder, heavier with each passing moment. The roar of the lions echoed around him, sending shivers down his spine. Yet even in the face of such palpable fear, Daniel remained resolute. He stood tall, his eyes fixed on the darkness, his mind focused on prayer. With hands raised in supplication, Daniel poured out his heart to Yahweh. His prayer was a testament to his unwavering faith, a beacon of hope in the suffocating darkness. Despite the growling of the lions, the echo of their hunger, Daniel's voice rang out, a melody of devotion that cut through the silence of the den. His prayer was not one of desperation, but of gratitude and submission. He thanked Yahweh for the life he had lived, for the faith that sustained him, and for the strength to endure this final test. As the hours crept by, the silence in the den became deafening. The only sound, the heavy breathing of the lions, each inhale a reminder of the danger that lurked so close. Daniel stood firm, his body tense, his heart pounding in his chest. The darkness was complete, broken only by the occasional flash of a wild beast's eyes. But even in this abyss of darkness, Daniel's faith shone brighter. It was a light that the consuming shadows could not extinguish. Miracles in the darkness, discovering the truth of Daniel and the lions. As dawn broke over the horizon, casting its golden hues across the sky, a hush fell over the king's court. The officials and guards stood in solemn silence, their eyes fixed on the mouth of the lion's den. All were gathered there, not just out of curiosity, but out of respect for Daniel, the man who had chosen death rather than compromise his faith. But the silence was soon shattered by a miracle. The king, unable to bear the thought of Daniel's demise, had returned early from his palace. As he stood before the den, he called out to Daniel, his voice echoing in the stillness of the morning. And then it happened. A voice, strong and clear, resonated from the depths of the den. It was Daniel, alive and unharmed. As the crowd looked on in astonishment, Daniel emerged from the den, stepping out into the pale morning light. The sight that greeted them was nothing short of miraculous. Daniel, unscathed, walked among the dead lions, their lifeless bodies a testament to the incredible events that had transpired overnight. The king, overcome with disbelief and awe, rushed forward, greeting Daniel with a mix of surprise and reverence. In that moment, the truth of Daniel's unwavering faith and the power of his God became undeniable. As word spread of Daniel's miraculous deliverance, a profound shift occurred among the people. Many who had persecuted Daniel and others for their faith now realized the error of their ways. They witnessed firsthand the power and protection of the God whom Daniel had faithfully served. The story of Daniel in the lion's den doesn't merely end with Daniel's rescue. It leaves us with a profound message that continues to resonate through the ages. It reminds us that faith, when tested, becomes stronger, and that those who stand firm in their beliefs can find deliverance in the most dire of circumstances. It's a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity, the power of unwavering faith, and the triumph of good over evil. So next time you face your own battles, remember the courage of Daniel and the miracles that unfolded in the darkness of the lion's den. Let it be a source of strength, reminding you that even in the deepest darkness, deliverance and hope await. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found inspiration and insight in the incredible story of Daniel in the lion's den. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Your engagement means the world to us. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our future videos. Until next time, may the lessons of faith, bravery and resilience shared by Daniel guide you through your journey. Take care and God bless you. Please subscribe to Storiesvd. Thank you very much.